All right, guys, let's go. Okay, so I am on, I think so. Let's go to video. I think, yep. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Hi, Manuel. What's up? Give me 1 second. Fiddling with this as usual. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go, let's go. Okay, let me fix this real quick. Okay, all right. Let's calm down. Okay, let's calm down and talk about Gamestop. Let's see. It's been a couple days since I've been on. Been kind of on a hiatus. No, it's just been a bit lazy lately on, going on live and all that stuff. So not much, but I've of course been monitoring GameStop and how it's been trading lately. So let's see. Let me wait a couple more minutes here before I go into the meat and potatoes of things here. Hold on, let me. Okay, so at least it's not playing. That's good. Okay. So let's talk about the chart. Obviously, it's been kind of dry, very dry actually. Before I talk about anything else, of course, I didn't remember what I titled this video, but it's probably just about the price point, huh? But we'll talk about other stuff too that is on X and all that stuff. Ryan Cohen transferring his yep, there you go. I'll talk about that in a minute. Of course, it's only my opinion. It really doesn't matter, honestly, right? But I'll share it in a minute. But before I do that, let's go. Let's just talk about the price action real quick. So of course, like nothing new. I just feel like a repeat of some sort before they send whoever they is, or before the market moves. I think a couple of days ago when DeepSeek or whatever that is, sending the shock wave through the stock market. It seems a bit staged in my opinion, but it's okay. It's like it's almost like they know what to do. They all know that that's gonna happen already. That's the news they're gonna use to send the price down. Nvidia is what I'm talking about. But that day GameStop doesn't do much. I mean, think about it. When the S&P 500 went down, wait, 1% 2%, and GameStop doesn't do anything. That's actually a good thing in my opinion anyway, right? Of course, like I'm biased, so don't listen to me. I'm a total bias here. So let's see. Hi, because I can. Welcome. But anyway, so I was thinking, okay, so if that's the worst case scenario, that Jimmy's gonna be like flat and doing nothing, then it's a good stock to be in my opinion, right? And of course today Jerome Powell was speaking as well, and it seemingly just put the market in a standstill. If anything, business as usual, right? So there's no rate hike, there's no lowering the rate or anything that I could see. was it 10 basis point? Like very small. So essentially there's nothing there to be excited about. Of course, it's the same, talking point, oh, we're trying to dual mandates and all that stuff, and really kind of try to gaslight, mainstream here, because he was like, well, the job situation is a lot better, or at least standing still. There's no job loss, there's no unemployment, increase in unemployment. And I'm thinking, well, there's a lot of people here that are trying to find a job that doesn't get filled. Those positions doesn't exist. So are they lying, or the data is skewed in some way, right? In order for them to keep the rate higher for longer type thing. Because again, inflation, because when you're printing money like crazy, the whole world is printing money. China just printing another trillions of their yen again. And so to try to prop up their economy, deflationary type of thing because of the real estate. So what happened? I mean, really, nothing new here. But anyway, so I was, kind of taking a look at the Bitcoin and all that stuff to just try to make sense out of this world. And of course, I have my own opinion on the Bitcoin and and all that stuff. So, but anyway, why am I babbling on that? But anyway, so let me come back to Earth real quick. Not quite sure what's happening today. But let's talk about the volume real quick, because Manuel is saying, yeah, very low today, very low, and it's very reminiscent of the times before, right? And the one that I was looking into was around here. Huh? I mean, come on. It's like what? 4 point something million, 3 million. Look at this area right here when I point it out. See, 3.2, 5 million, and then 4, 2.1, 2.1, 2.4, 3, right? So this is the time in which, low volume, but the price was kind of like what is it? Decaying? That's not the term. Descending down. Okay. So I think the price might come down a little bit here to just scare more people, right? I don't know, whatever news they're gonna run with, but I just feel like there is looming, on the precipice of something good is happening. But before that happened, I think there's some price drop here. And if it drops lower, you guys, like, I don't imagine that it's going to go any lower than 25. Now, I have to be careful because, people might be over enthusiastic and like accusing me of being too bullish on this company. And even, when I tell people, hey, the price might come down, it's like, well, how can you be bullish when the price is down? Well, because of the trading volume. Like, anytime I feel like there is a dry, spell of volume just decimating, they're planning to do something with it, right? Meaning just all of a sudden goes up in like, what, 7%, And I was showing this is the back in, God, how long this video was made. Hold on, let me see. There you go. So January, 2 years ago. Okay, there you go. We see the same exact thing, right? And all of a sudden, low volume, 7% up. No news, nothing like that, right? So again, I'm expecting the same thing. And the fact that we're closer to the next earnings also, I think the next month is going to be wild. Again, I keep saying that, right? Like, people accusing me of keep saying the same thing. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be something. The moon tomorrow. So I have to be careful. But my point is that, just be prepared for, anything and everything in this company. I feel we're very close to them repricing GameStop the right way, in my opinion, right? I mean, some people think that this is the good price for GameStop or even, overvalue. But in my opinion, it's so undervalued, right? So this is the beauty of speculating, the beauty of, the stock market. You disagree with each other until, people coming to the consensus whether, Jimmy is worth $100 billion one day, right? But from this price level to the next price level of $100 billion market cap, you're going to have some disagreement here. So this is what the volatility that you're seeing today. I mean, come on. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't even have to. But anyway. Okay, welcome everybody. Did you get the Hello Kitty gifts for your friend? Not yet. Her birthday is not until March. So I have some time. It's okay. I mean, if I pay full price, I'll be fine too. But hopefully they will have those. But I'm thinking of just giving her a GameStop gift card so she could just pick whatever. But yeah, her kids also likes to play games, but I haven't asked whether they have Switch or anything like that. So, but yeah, that would be cool. Sometime in March. Let's see. Hello, everybody. Bimo, have you made? Okay, have I made opinion? Wow, everybody wants to know these opinions of mine. Honestly, you guys, really doesn't matter. I don't understand why people just keep postulating. You're probably moving it because of some reason, or another that will be beneficial for him as a shareholder. So I heard briefly about how, well, not briefly. Let's see, some Dell computer guy did that. And so I haven't even looked into it that much on the Dell part. But apparently was it like they're trying to get it in private or something, right? He tried to list the company or take the company private or something of that nature. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Brian Cohen is trying to take it public? Take it private? Or what? I don't know. I just can't imagine he would take Jimmy private. Yeah. But of course, people, again, look at this. Try. Can you imagine waking up and then it's like this? He's gonna lend it out for shorts to borrow. That's so funny. I don't know. Again, it's above my pay grade at this point. Whatever he does, I agree with, right? For now, until I see what's going on. Why? I'm going to. That's so funny. I think it's all good. There's no bearish news article or no news is good news. That's good. I know. Again, they're they're at the point where they can't shake any more people out. I feel like, and so no matter how many times these, price action, um, uh, like it's almost like that tactic doesn't work anymore on most of the shareholder, like people who are in the company, in this stock is already bought in, and so there's less likely um, there is any more people would be willing to sell at this price point. So if they want people to sell, they have to bring the price up to wherever, I mean, at this price level, I'm sure there'll be some seller over here. So unless they are sending it up, I don't think it's gonna nobody's gonna sell. Obviously, even up here, I don't think anybody's gonna sell. I'm not gonna sell my majority of my portfolio. So but at some price point, I'm eyeing the all-time high. Obviously, that's my price point there. For my long-term shares. I don't know. Again, I have not even decided what price point I'm gonna willing to part with my long-term portfolio. And so until I see the price on the screen, then I'll decide then. But as far as my my trading account, of course, I have been trimming some. Let's see. Well, covered call. So I'm doing a short term for this week, and what I'm planning to do is going back into crypto. I think there's an opportunity here. But again, like it's paid me to say that, but of course, like I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the explosion too. I mean, my trading account, of course, like it's been my intention to kind of trim some whenever possible. But if I could steal a few days because I feel like crypto is going to explode quicker, and of course my intention is to always come back, but I'm hoping that by that time on my trading account it won't explode too much and then I could just take some of my crypto and then coming back here. But yeah, as far as my moon back, I even if I miss on my trading account, I don't feel like I miss on my, moon back either. So, because those are more long term than anything. My trading account is always like my speculation on the price movement, the day to day, the weekly and all that stuff. But currently, I do have some call option too on my call option trading account. And so, I don't know when I'm going to shave it up, but I'm still waiting. Right now, yeah, I still have that 5 option. I'm gonna try to add some more tomorrow to see if there's if there's any price drop. Obviously, I'm gonna have to dollar cost averaging down on my call option. But and again, I don't plan to hold it for long term. Call option is pretty risky on that. So. I have many. I know, like, I should not be using Robinhood, but I do have Robinhood. And I have Webull as well. It's again, like, I've had those accounts for many years. And those accounts are more like trading accounts for me. So, but yeah, I've used other ones too. So just to spread my, spread it out so that not one account, let's say, Robinhood does not allow me to buy into something. I will use Webull to do that. So it's more just a strategy. So I know it's more easier to have, your, I guess different account is used for different purposes. Yeah. But yeah, as far as like my 401k, it's more like, in other brokerage. So that even if I want to sell, I couldn't sell that easily either. So it served its purpose there, so I don't touch it ever. No. And then also too, be careful. I know that the the payment for order flow and all that stuff. It's pretty difficult. When you place an order, you want it to be quick, and I don't really want to really think about where it goes. As long as I get my order filled, I'm pretty happy with that, And so I know it contribute to this whole, dark pool and rerouting and all that stuff. So front running, I've listened to IEX CEO interview quite a bit, and kind of learning a little bit more of a on the standpoint of like high frequency traders and how those orders is being rerouted or being routed to the highest bidder or something. But yeah, it's pretty complicated in the structure of things. When you look into this 1 minute candle of Weibo or any, well, Robinhood doesn't show you that, but Weibo do. You would see like orders that were like green, thousands of shares, right? 100 shares here and there, but then the price doesn't move. Like, what gives, right? So why is that the case? So yeah, I mean, it's all speculation at this point, but to me, I feel like they were rerouting it to dark pool. And of course, like if you look into these, oh, what? We're up to 2780. To the moon tomorrow. That's what I'm feeling right? But anyway, why am I rambling on too much today? I think I eat too much. That's why. But anyway, back to the price action. I don't know. I mean, okay, so this is what I was doing. I don't know if it's going to play out the same way. But okay, so let me just show you what I did. You see this spike in price right here? Okay. And then when I look into this one, this is a spike in price. So I was like looking at that, right? And so let me try to, let's see, measure from this spike to the, the explosion. Okay. So that's 170. 107. Okay. So let's try to do that on this one. Okay. So that spike. I don't know if there's any correlation, you guys. I'm just being crazy over here. So that's where I got that, February 25th there, So there you go. There's another hype date. So let's get hyped on that one. So my thought is they might play the same BS, right? Drop the price down a little. Maybe steep, right? To try to scare people as much as they can. Dry volume. And then when you least expect it, they're going to send it back up. So, again, they do this time and time again, you guys. So if you have a dry powder, right? And this is why I've been trimming a little bit here, but I know it's a bit dangerous. But that's why I have call option as well, just to offset some of my, if this prediction is wrong, right? And so if this prediction is wrong, my call option will do fine. If I'm right in trimming some of my position here, I would be able to get it back here. And I don't think it's going to be this week, you guys. So they're going to try to drive the volume so low for a couple more days. Maybe a week or two. And so because the narrative on crypto is going to be, they're going to pump crypto again, getting some liquidity out of this, right? So as Moran said, it's not wrong. I think liquidity is used to at least maintain the market in the way that they seem fit, right? But as far as this is XRP, by the way. I think I heard Jerome Powell said something about crypto today. Pretty refreshing, I feel like, because he hasn't been mentioning much about crypto, and other than crypto reserve. I think last month he was asked about the crypto reserve, and he was like, well, by law we can't do that and all that stuff. But today, when he was mentioning about crypto, was a lot more like upbeat, as if like, hey, we don't want to dampen the innovation, but we just want to make sure that the bank is able to do that, or to at least custody Bitcoin in a safe manner. That's how I got it. It's a paraphrase, okay? So in my opinion, of course, crypto is going to do well in this environment. I mean, we have the first pro-crypto president. Think about that. And then, pro-crypto SEC, hopefully to come in. But of course, he's more about naked shorting and all that stuff too. So hopefully the market reform is going to be coming along that line as well. And I think good things is coming, you guys. Like, I feel like regulation and all that stuff. But still, there's a looming threat of, high inflations and all that stuff that might be coming. Because, again, globally, people are not doing well. Germany is not doing well. Chinese not doing well. Who else? I think South Korea or something. It was crazy. Any. Hi, Sharon. What's up? But yeah, so, I mean, can the market still crash? I think so. It's hard for me to predict, you guys. Like, why would I be predicting like the SPY and all that stuff? It's like tough. I'm sure, look, all-time high again. We reach an all-time high. So there might be another run here before it come crashing down. Of course, people keep predicting, even me, right? Keep predicting market's gonna crash, and then it never does. Like, people keep buying the dip like crazy. Let's see. So let's see. See, there's no sell signal here. So I don't know. But also too, the volume is kind of low. Right? But again, still, I mean, people keep buying the dip. It's almost like we're trained to do that as a retail. Let's look at NVIDIA real quick, because I'm like, what the hell happened? Sharon is the best, of course. Okay, so NVIDIA is kind of bouncing back a little, but I really think, oh my God, like a few days ago was crazy, right? Immediately, see, I closed my short position way too early. Remember, I have like $100 in, not 100, a couple hundred in inverse ETF for NVIDIA, and I think I took like a 5% up profit. Again, when I'm in like inverse ETF and all that stuff, I'm only there for a short period of time, you guys. I don't usually hold the inverse ETF for a long time. But yeah, I should have. I should have. Um, but yeah, I mean, I usually make some profit, but not really, not that much. Again, like short-term trading, it's just for fun for me. Like it's a much just to keep me interested in the market. That's all, or at least keep coming back, right, to cover it or to look at it. Otherwise, it's just a bit too kind of like boring to me. I don't know if anyone feel the same. All right, it dipped to 200-day moving average. Okay, would be fine. All right, are you talking about the Jimmy? Maybe I should put that up, huh? Like the moving average. Let's see. MA. Moving simple average. Weighted. Okay. Maybe exponential. Oh, how about this one right here? Okay, let's see if this give me better. Okay, so where is the 200? Is this the 200? The blue one? Let's see. Yeah. So the blue one is 200, the red is 50, 20. Okay, so all right, so it seems like it's kind of getting closer to this point here. Crossover. So if we come down here, it's more likely to bounce, right? Kind of reloading the structure there. I know technical analysis is a bit kind of over my pay grade a little bit here. But if we do, we might have one of these again. But it's above. This one is below. Below the 200. And apparently they were able to kind of sow the narrative of it. You know, we're missing earnings over here. So it's easy to bring the price down in that sense. But right now, I think it seems tougher, right, for them to do. So it might not be as steep as it used to be over here. It could just be a shallow dip. Okay, so you predict that. I mean, shallow for GameStop is like 10% down. Nothing to scoff at. 10% is 10%, right? But yeah, so around 10% more down. I'm sure it's gonna scare some more people out, you know, or just bore people to death because of the volume. And I'm thinking the same structure is happening here. Maybe do one of those bar thingy. Anyway, you guys, I'm just playing around today. So I hope you guys don't mind. Is there any question or anything that you guys want to share with me on some news? Any prediction? That would be more fun. Okay. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to... There you go. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Okay. There you go. It's like a fractal, right? It's to call it fractal. Um, let's see. Looks good. So if it goes down to the 200, right? Wow, there you go. So the next squeeze would be what? Right around that all-time high. Yeah. Looks great. I think this is gonna happen, you guys. This is it. Let's mark some date. Let's see. Bam. There you go. That's the date of the squeeze, you guys. Let's go. I hope you guys know that I'm half kidding, okay? Don't make any trade based on this. Okay. 200 is quite low. About $23. I know, like, I feel like 25 is probably a better, well, better for them, right? Because if you bring down it any lower, people are just gonna snatch it like crazy. But by the time this coming to here, perhaps the 200 is gonna be a lot higher, I feel. So it might come down to the 200, but the 200 is gonna go up a little bit to meet that. And of course, it just printed the buy signal for here, for this particular indicator. So just like the cluster of buys over here as well, there's a lot of buy signals here. So we might have to like print another buy signal to try to get it to that. But yeah, so currently there's no more like fear in the market anymore. Of course, now we know what the Fed is doing, unless there's some emergency rate hike or something hit the fan, then they'll make that decision. I think, So for now, people could, feel free to trade anything that they want to. And again, this is why I think crypto kind of like all of a sudden kind of turn around again, perhaps again after Jerome's kind of mentioned a little bit about crypto, if banks are allowed to hold crypto in their balance sheets and how they accounted it. So 50-50 book value. Oh, okay. Really? For $23? Yeah, 50 book value would be around 20 or so. Yeah. Prediction Q4 earning will be mind-blowing. Okay. I second that. I think it's hard for me to say. Okay. I think they can bring $100 million operationally. Let's shoot for that. Not even including interest rate or interest payment or whatever. Oh, that's another thing too. So since Jerome kind of keep the rates the same, cash is still king. Still important for GameStop to hold cash. So it's a good thing for GameStop, regardless of what the Federal Reserve's gonna do. And see, this is why it's so important to have cash, you guys. And at least, to survive the uncertainty of what Jerome Powell or the Federal Reserve's gonna do. And so if you operating in a business that are, heavily in debt. This is why you're kind of begging for, the Federal Reserve to bring the rate a lot lower. And I'm sure, some of these CEOs are sweating bullet right now because they don't know how to service debt anymore. And so either they have to burn the cash that they have or lay off a whole bunch more people in order to cover some of that loss from the interest payment and all that stuff. So again, that's why all the big techs are laying off like crazy, right? They're not hiring. And I don't know why Jerome Powell keeps saying jobs market is good and all that. It's seemingly a lie. I thought Meta just lay off a whole bunch of people like a month ago. Yeah. During, I think, when Trump got elected, he immediately did that. So I don't know. But anyway, so we don't have to worry about that as a GME investor. GME has the amount of cash that it needs to at least weather the storm. And not only that, they have more than enough to thrive when we can. Now, as far as like the earnings for next quarter, I mean, we could kind of prostrate a little bit here. I mean, swing. Wait, this is the one. So let's see. Okay, so this is third quarter. So from here to here, what is that a swing of? $130 million. Okay, so if we have the same swing, it would be around $100 million. I think we could do it, you guys. It's gonna be epic, right? I can't wait for March. Man, it's been a long way, you guys. Like, you have no idea. It would be so vindicated. It's like, see, I told you so. But again, when I go to work and all that stuff, right? Not many people own GameStop. Like, I got one coworker to own GameStop, but for some reason, he has to sell. And my heart was broken. I was like, man, now I can't celebrate with anyone. when it goes like, but anyway, it is what it is. When you invest money in which you have to sell if there's an emergency, it's not a good thing to do. A good strategy would be to put money away that you don't need for at least 10 years. If you put so much away that you have to sell your investment, you run the risk of selling it too soon, or worse, at a loss. So, again, that's why strategy is so important, you guys. Like, when you try to invest in something, make sure you have enough for the emergency, or at least have some form of T-bill and all that stuff. Like, you don't even have to save your emergency cash in order to be liquid. Just make sure that it's in some asset in which you can sell without losing. So T-bill or treasury bond usually is the best one to get into. At least you earn some interest on that as well, on the cash. But T-bill is usually a better option for a short term, kind of just in case you need to liquidate and go paying your bill and stuff like that. I don't know why I'm going off on this. Anyway, is there anything else that I should be talking about, you guys, that you know of? I'm stumping on topic here. I have a friend that have GameStop sold and now trying to buy a house. I know, of course. I mean, hey, if they're profitable, right? So congratulations. Because that's the goal of mine too. My goal is to own some real estate eventually, right? Currently, of course, I'm trying to build my portfolio. I'm hoping crypto is gonna get me there. But that's probably the next cycle or something. Not much. Um, but yeah, so I recently just listened to Jack Mallard. He's a pretty cool, kind of not millennial. He said he's Gen Z, but I wonder if let me see. I watch a bunch of video, but not related to GameStop, you guys. So it just makes me think about let me see. How can I? Goodness. Okay, how many people are watching? Oh wow, 9 people. Wow. Oh wow. Hi. Sorry. So let's see. There I talk about Bitcoin. Now this interview is pretty eye-opening to me. I mean, not eye-opening, of course. Like this is the a perspective of Bitcoin that not many people really think about, and I agree with most of what he's saying about how Bitcoin is a kind of here. Let me see if I could find it. Of course, he is a Bitcoin maximalist. Like meaning all on Bitcoin, right? And the way that he explained the concept of Bitcoin has to do with the future of money, right? And not the future of money per se. It's like the culmination of the invention of money. And let's see if I could find this.
There's a digital security and a digital commodity.
No, that's not that one. I think this is where
and I've monetized the inefficiency. Now,
no, this is not the one.
Dear XRP community,
No.
I have
Okay,
some
this is
exciting
scam,
news
by
that
the
could
way.
help you grow your wealth. My name is Christina.
Look at this. Like, look at the mouth. I don't know how many people would fall for this, but I'm sure there are. Look at this. Like, send me your XRP, and then you get double back, right? Anyway, so let me try to find this snippet here.
Financially, if we're getting into crypto, a lot of us are at least, and it's like, oh, maybe I'll make something on this, and I'll trade it at the right time, and I won't have to stress so much. So there are people that are watching this that might be in that boat. So can you kind of explain why, and we don't have to pick on necessarily one cryptocurrency unless you want to, but like, why is Bitcoin so special and so different, and why should people have the kind of red alarm buzzing when they hear a digital asset stockpile rather than Bitcoin stockpile?
yeah, so I think if the listener that is a little overwhelmed by some of these concepts, just give me a few minutes and bear with me here and trust me to the end. To understand Bitcoin is to understand money, which is a really overwhelming concept and seems very abstract, but we're going to do it together right here, right now. Money, in my opinion, Natalie, is your time and your energy in an abstracted form. That's what I like to say, is that meaning that we get up every day, all of us, and we contribute our time and our energy to do value for the world. Whether you're mowing lawns, cleaning windshields, founding a company, podcast, or whatever that is to you, you're contributing. What are you, Natalie? You are the time you have in this life and the energy in which your life is expressed, right? So your work, your labor, your effort. And in exchange for all of that, you get up, you go to work, you get money, right? And so money, in theory, is a reflection of your contributions to society, is the goal of it, right? Before money, we had barter, where let's say there's 5 of us in a village. And I say, all right, Natalie, you go do the hunting. I'll go get the water. Our friend is going to build the homes. And at the end of the night, we'll share, where you can sleep in the homes they built. You can drink the water I fetched. We can eat the food that you hunted. And that way, we're directly exchanging our contributions with each other. But Natalie, if you were to go to Whole Foods today and say, hey, I recorded a podcast, I'll take 2 ribeyes. They'd say, I don't know you and I don't care about your podcast. What am I supposed to do with that? So the way we solved that is we invented money where we can all contribute to each other. And in exchange for our time, energy, effort, work, labor, we get money. Now, so all of that to say, money should reflect your contributions to this world. And it's a way for you to take the time, energy, work, effort, labor that you contribute and store it to exchange for the things you need later. So you can record a podcast, Natalie, get money for it, and then go to Whole Foods and get your 2 steaks. Now, if the money can be printed and controlled by whether it's a government, a corporation, someone else, they can debase it. They can make it worth less. The more they print of it, the more that they're weakening the actual money itself, right? And another way to think about all this, given all this context, is if a government can print money, they're printing time and energy, right? You had to work really hard for your money. They didn't have to work at all. And when a government can print currency and debase the currency and make the currency weaker, by proxy, my main point is they're making you weaker, right? Because if your money is a reflection of all your life's work and they're able to make your money worth less, they're able to make you worth less and your life worth less. You get less housing, less gas, less clothes, less vacations, less education. You're going to be able to afford to have less children, less family. So by them making, it's one thing to say, yeah, my government's been printing a lot of money, but they said it's because of war. They're making you worth less. Okay. So the objective, if you're a human that understands this, is how can I own something that no one can debase? Effectively, I want to contribute to this world, and I don't want anyone to take that value away from me. I don't want anyone to make me worth less. I want to make sure that the work I put into this world and the value I contribute to people around me, I want to make sure that I can get the same amount of housing and the same amount of clothes and the same amount of education. And if I want to have 10 kids, I can finance my ability to have 10 kids. And to me, that's what Bitcoin solves for. And we can get into the proof of work and all of the nuances involved in that. But from the highest level possible, Bitcoin's the only monetary unit in the history of our species that is literally fixed, finite. You cannot make more of it.
Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Well, of course, I don't have many Bitcoins, but that, oh my God, that description is so powerful to me. It just like hit me just now. It's like, I could have had 2 Bitcoin. What did I do? The worst trade ever of my life is to sell my Bitcoin. So, but anyway, again, of course, I still could accumulate it, but it's going to take me a lot harder now to do that because inflation is going crazy, and of course, Bitcoin has been inflated to that price. So unless something catastrophe happened, Bitcoin comes down to whatever price, 40,000 or whatever. But even then, it's a long fall from here for me to accumulate 2 Bitcoin again. But that description, I don't know if you guys agree with. I feel like it's, let me bring it to kind of related to GameStop as well. Along that line of thinking, doesn't really matter how hard you work to earn the money, right? Like Ryan Cohen, the hardest working person, I feel, right? And yes, he's had some success in building Chewies and all that stuff, but doesn't matter how hard a person work. Of course, in the scale of Ryan Cohen, he had some success. He had some multiplication of his wealth much faster than the working class like me. You and I or whatever. I don't know who you guys are. You guys are probably well off than me listening. But my point is that, it really doesn't matter how hard you work. If the government keep printing money, your work doesn't mean much because it doesn't, give you the ability to even stay afloat, let alone getting ahead. And so that's why Bitcoin has such a unique spot to me to really grasp the whole concept of it. But of course, like I don't agree with everything that he's saying about how Ripple is somehow, or not Bitcoin, XRP is not valuable because it's been printing or whatever. I mean, you could argue about, the consensus algorithm and all that stuff, or consensus mechanism. It's a different type of consensus, right? And so XRP is just a different type of consensus than Bitcoin would be. And of course, he's pretty passionate about what he's talking about. And of course, I love listening to people have a passion for something. And so it's a matter of different idea. And of course, like they were talking about the Bitcoin reserves and the changing from Bitcoin reserve to a digital asset reserve. That is, I don't know if they're going to start to buy crypto from here on out or little by little over time. But that discussion obviously kind of give rise to, okay, what kind of company do we want to kind of moving forward to have in the American economic, right? In the economy. So do you want company that just suck the value out of working class, or something that could be distributed evenly, to the people who are actually doing the work, right? And getting those equity in the company. I mean, and again, this is drawing me back to why I love GameStop so much, and the leadership itself, is that they seemingly, are hardworking, individual who's trying to do the best for their company, right? Now, what I'm hoping is that, eventually people who are working for GameStop's gonna have some equity and have some skin in the game, not just, the executive and all that stuff, C-suite executive, so to speak, but, the store owners and also the retailers as well coming down, just like how Costco does it, right? And so, but those is going to be built over time. I mean, the culture in which Ryan Cohen is trying to build, I think it's a different type of culture. I'm sure, again, I'm not corporate, so I don't know how corporations going to view, kind of like profit sharing to the working class here, in order, and of course shareholder as well, right? But I feel proud to own companies like that. I wish I saw Costco at a very low price. I would have been more like, oh, okay. But I feel like right now Costco is a bit too expensive. But of course, it's going to keep going up in price anyway because of inflation. But yeah, so that's just a sidetrack that I have been watching this interview, and that description hit very hard for me, because again, like the future is seemingly everything's going to keep going higher and worse, getting worse, because the government in the whole world, they just know to do one thing, and that is debasing their own currency. And we are in the inflection point right now as to what type of world are we going to live in, whether we're going to agree, or not. The wealth transferring is happening right now in front of our eyes. And I think everything's going to become digitalized more and more. And to have this information, to have a company that is in the forefront of that as well. And I truly believe, the NFTs and all that stuff's going to coming back. And perhaps, we're giving the power to the player, to the power to the shareholder, the power to the people more and more. And so companies like GameStop's going to stand to benefit from that shift of cultural, corporate type of, what type of corporates do you want to, control the American economy now? Do you want the type to just suck the value no matter what, and that doesn't give anything back? Goods and services that, that will delight customer, that will keep customer coming back for more, or you want to suck the value out of the customer without giving anything back. So you could kind of decide which one do you want to invest in. in a sense. Now, as far as Bitcoin, of course, like people would say, well, there's no CEO, there's no whatever. Well, it's coded. It's just pure coding, and anybody could go and not audit it in a sense, but you could go and look into the code. It's open source. Anyone could try to understand it from that level. If you're a coder and all that stuff, you probably know more. But as far as the consensus, and people keep saying, well, you could edit those code. No, like any Bitcoin miners would not agree to download those software that says otherwise, that doesn't have the original white paper that Bitcoin was created upon. And so when he said there's a fixed supplies, there will be a fixed supplies. There has been, people who trying to mimic what Bitcoin is. That's why you have Bitcoin Cash, right? That's why you have Bitcoin SV. Well, wait, not SV. Satoshi Vision or something like that. So there were in the early on that they have, trying to copy the code of Bitcoin, but nobody would adopt them, right? You only have this Bitcoin right here that you're seeing. So this is the original Bitcoin. The original Bitcoin would never be replicated, and the consensus, to get to this point, it takes so much time and energy, and it would take as much time and energy to convince people not to be on Bitcoin. So that's what I'm trying to say. So it's really difficult to, change the hearts and minds of people who already adopted Bitcoin as it is. So there's only one Bitcoin. You cannot replicate it. There's no Bitcoin 2.0 or anything like that, unless you could try to convince people to hop on to the Bitcoin 2.0. Then, okay, that's a next generation, right? So as of now, this is the Bitcoin that you get. Again, just my opinion, right? Without by listening to him and to many others who have studied Bitcoin extensively, much more years and a half I've been. But yeah, I think again the topic of Bitcoin is going to continue to be talked about decades to come, and I don't think Bitcoin will go away. As far as the altcoin and all that stuff, that could also be a pile of technology in which we're going to try to pick and choose which one is the winner as well. I think each chain has its own purposes, Of course, I have a lot of XRP and XLM, and I think that, the money transmission and all that stuff, or cross-border payment, is going to be the next best thing. You could say that XRP is in my opinion, is a Bitcoin 2.0. And eventually I'm going to also accumulate Bitcoin as well. But I really think that this cycle, XRP is going to do a lot better than any other coins. Again, because of the narrative, because the lawsuits, it's been suppressed for a long time. Of course, it's going to do well. Like when you suppress something this long, what do you expect? It's the same way with GME. How long can they depress this price until people are like, I've been there already, and then it goes the other way. As far as tomorrow, let's see. I just saw something on Robinhood just now. Are we on $28? Okay. 27. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What did I? No, I don't think so. Yeah, talk about it later. But anyway, I've been kind of rambling on quite a bit. Kind of incohesive. Sorry about that. But let's see. Okay, so no. Do you think Ron Kitty's gonna tweet ever again, or no? This is gonna be the last one. Of course, people try to correlate this this guy right here. His birthday was January 29th. Again, those dates, you guys, like it's not much. Am I supposed to be worried about this or no? Oh yeah, $28. And then people will try to draw the correlation. Merger and acquisition. Crazy. Don't believe any of this until I see it on paper, then I'll believe it. But tinfoil. Of course, this guy, like, you know, when he said it was backed 1-to-1, was not true. And this guy had some kind of connection with Citadel too. So that's crazy. And of course, this guy is trying to say there's so much in AMC. I was watching the Heights of the Century as well, and kind of like getting a lot of information on that on AMC that I didn't previously know too much. Let's see. Okay, so a lot of dark pool, right? You don't hate dark pool enough. A lot. See? Dark pool, dark pool, dark pool. I don't know how people are not getting caught or anything, or they don't, it's not even going to be reinforced, I don't think. Anywho. I mean, why is it not? I feel like he should increase more ownership, right? Buy more, buy more. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. I'm just killing time right now. But anyway, tomorrow, kind of exciting. It seems like Robinhood has already been picking up steam. But again, this is like fake trading anyway. It doesn't really affect anything until the pre-market. So until tomorrow morning, then we'll know what the price is going to be. But I have a feeling, again, you guys, like something is about to hit the fan. Just be ready and keep your eyes peeled. I saw something earlier too about Rowan Kitty talking about how he looked for leaps, and leaps usually it's like very expensive, and he usually looked into leaps only when the volatility is not there. It's like when the I guess volume is low, then he'll be buying, or some sort of catalyst that is coming. So perhaps after earnings, I'm sure he's gonna accumulate so much call option again. But I think he's still waiting for the opportune time to do that. So just be patient. I think, it's gonna play out. Not much here, so I guess I'll let you guys go. I hope you learned something. Okay, I hope you stay positive about this company. Huh? Yeah, there's nothing to be negative about. Even though the price might come down tomorrow, it's okay. Nothing. It's not the end of the world. Just buy more if you can. If not, okay, that's fine. Go ahead, buy it. I mean, sell it, and we'll see. Right? I'm waiting for the IV to go higher too. So, yeah, maybe I'll jump. I'll jump on some of the calls too. I mean, sell some of my calls. But oh my god! Oh, there. Let me see. IV. That's what I was gonna check for myself real quick. So implied volatility's been kind of low. I mean, relatively low. Obviously, this hasn't been the lowest. Okay, so typically when the IV is low, it's very enticing for people to buy calls or buy puts, right? Depends on where they want to bet. And so option buyers are usually more active around this time when it's low like this. So let's see right there. So the 52 weeks low is 64. Today is 67. So it's pretty close. Right here. So maybe around 5% more, then we'll go to the moon. I think so. Yeah. But technically it's a bearish cross. So yeah, we might, spike down first before we're gonna go up. Thanks, be more. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay. All right. I will let you go. Stay safe. Stay excited. And I'll be back when I see you. Okay.